Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome back. Chris here with yet another fragrance review, and this time we'll continue to look at the precious house of Ted Lapidus with their 2009-2010 releases called its brother and sister, Black Soul and White Soul. Obviously White Soul, 100 ml, nice kind of female shaped bottle, and Black Soul, the little devil, or little horse as I call it. I'll tell you why. Start with Black Soul first, not because it's not ladies first, but this has been released in 2009. And Black Soul is all about, first of all, the parfumeur on both fragrances, Alexandra Carlin, who to me was sort of an under the radar parfumeur, but I found out that she's done amazing work for Amouage, for Iceberg, for Davidoff recently, and also for Ferrari Leather Essence, for example. Many fans out there of that fragrance. So Black Soul and White Soul, both her children. Black Soul, wow. This is the more difficult one of the two, because it's totally unconventional, which I like a lot about any fragrance. And Ted Lapidus is great in doing unconventional fragrances, and I really applaud them for that. This is to an extent, though, where you really have to say, well, wow, this is a special occasion scent, okay? Definitely not an office scent, something like that, because this, it has a mix of various fragrances, various notes that kind of create a sort of odd smell. What I'm talking about is you have definitely cinnamon, saffron, cardamom, but also neroli, mint, tolu balm. You have all these weird, not weird ingredients or weird notes, but weirdly sort of paired up. Musk, cedar. It is kind of very brave and very adventurous at the same time, you know, because it creates a smell that is very animalic. There's no civet, no castoreum in here. There's nothing like that in here. Yeah, it smells like it has something of that stink, you know, that animalic stink. This is what I call a horse stable fragrance, horse stable smell fragrance. Much in the category of Rocabar by Hermes, although Rocabar is a bit more refined, has a more refined type of I think Rocabar is the early morning, cleaned up horse stable kind of scenario. Black Soul is the late afternoon. The horses have been out and back, and you know they've been busy in the stables type of scenario. Okay, before you clean up. So it has this kind of fecal even touch, which is borderline to me here. In order for it to be worn every day, yet it's special at the same time. It has, as usual with Ted Lapidus, great longevity, and it has great projection as well. And it's definitely standalone fragrance. Not everybody's taste, I would say. You really will remember this when you smell it, and therefore it's actually great for somebody special as a signature scent. Anybody who can pull this animalic, aromatic stuff, especially at the beginning. Later on it gets less animalic, but at the beginning it is definitely kind of it has that animalic punch to your nostrils, right? So still I applaud Ted Lapidus for this, although I don't really wear it that often, but it's very special, and I love the smell of a horse stable. So this is down my alley, but not for everyday wear. Yet White Soul is very delicate. This is like the nice sister and the bad brother, right? The Beauty and the Beast sort of scenario going on here. You know, brother and sister, sort of. You know, they are different as much as there's the difference in their color of the bottle, right? They're so different because this is nice, bright, uplifting, lingering, positive, charming, very French as well. White Soul. It has this fruity mandarin, apricot, marigold type of scenario starting, and then it's almost velvety balsamic, and it definitely has a warmth due to the amber in there, and there is a sweetness, slight intelligently done sweetness with tonka bean, but there's a tremendous benzoin in here as well, and I love benzoin in fragrances. It really makes it sort of special and head turning. This is so charming, so French, so effortless, this fragrance, White Soul. Yet at the same time, when White Soul meets Black Soul, maybe they fall in love, because you know they say that the opposite things they kind of like to meet and like to go on together, you know, yin and yang, and they attract each other, and actually they do. Maybe I like black and white, like ebony and ivory type of scenario. I'm sorry for that, Paul, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's an odd couple, odd brother and sister. Again, performance-wise, it's Ted Lapidus. Okay, so both are outstanding on performance and longevity and all that. It's not a question. One more thing regarding to, so I mentioned the Rocker Bar, and there are a few more horse stable type of fragrances that kind of remind me of Black Soul, or at least the vibe. They don't smell like Black Soul, but it's this vibe, this animalic horse stable vibe. With White Soul, I get a comparison to a fragrance that I adore, that has been coming out in 1993. It has been released in 1993 by the house of Alain Delon, called Lyra. That's a mini here. That is Lyra. And this has this balsamic, almost powdery, floral, fruity theme going on, much similar to White Soul. And when I first smelled White Soul, I was immediately reminded of the good old Lyra by Alain Delon. So that's what it reminds me of. If you use Lyra and you miss Lyra from the 90s, White Soul can give you a little bit of that aura, that feeling, that vibe. So, you know, maybe a young, intelligent, attractive, well-dressed, intelligent, bright girl or woman going out to the horse stables to fetch her precious horse, and then they go together and ride in the woods and fields and experience the precious feeling of freedom, you know. So maybe that could be the scenario here. It's kind of weird, but somehow they seem to you know, pair up well, because maybe of their difference. So that's it for me from this odd couple, Black Soul and White Soul, from the precious house of Ted Lapidus. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun to you know, find out these great under the radar releases, because they're not very popular yet. There's still, both of them are around. You can easily get both of them. So it seems that Ted Lapidus keeps them alive, or at least there's some decent, great stock out there, so you can actually purchase this fairly easily online. So thanks very much. This was Chris with yet another Sandland edition, again focusing on the precious house of Ted Lapidus. Thanks very much, and yeah, I'll go back and fetch my white horse. White horse, you get it? White horse, not this one. Scotch.